I almost canceled the date twice. My thumb hovered over the phone, ready to type an excuse. I told myself it was work, or timing, or the weather. The truth was simpler and uglier. I was afraid of disappointing someone I hadn't even met yet. When I finally showed up, 5 minutes late and breathing too fast, I saw her smile first. Not the polite kind, the real kind that reaches your eyes. And in that moment, I realized I had no idea how much this evening was about to change me. Before the story begins, take a second to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop a comment about a moment when kindness surprised you. It helps stories like this reach more people. You're watching Your Channel Name, where real moments remind us who we are. The first thing I noticed was the porch. Wide wooden boards, warm light spilling out from the house, the smell of pine and something sweet baking inside. Then I noticed the wheelchair. She was sitting comfortably, relaxed, like it had always belonged there, like it was no more important than the chair beside it. Her name was Emily. We had matched online a week earlier. She had a laugh you could hear through text messages, and she asked thoughtful questions. She didn't put her whole life on display, and I didn't ask for more. I figured we'd meet and see if conversation felt as easy in person. It did. We talked about bad coffee and good books, about her dog who snored louder than any human she knew, about my job and how I secretly wanted to do something that mattered more. She listened like every word had weight. When she laughed, it felt like sunlight breaking through cloud cover. At some point, I asked if she wanted help with anything. The question slipped out automatically, trained into me by years of trying to be polite. She tilted her head and studied me, not offended, just curious. "I'm okay," she said gently, "but thank you for asking." Later, when the air cooled and the porch creaked beneath us, she told me, no dramatic pause, no sad music cue, just truth laid out calmly. "I was in an accident a few years ago," she said. "I can feel some things, not everything. I use the chair most days." I nodded too quickly. My chest tightened. I searched my mind for the right thing to say and found nothing useful. She watched me struggle and waited. "I don't tell people right away," she continued. "Not because I'm ashamed, just because I don't want that to be the first thing they see." I swallowed. "Thank you for telling me." She smiled again, softer this time. "There's something else," she said. "If you're staying tonight because you feel sorry for me, don't." The words landed hard, not angry, honest. "I don't want pity," she said. "I want choice." Something in me shifted. I realized how often I confused kindness with sympathy, how easily I wrapped discomfort in politeness and called it care. I realized I'd already started making assumptions about what she needed, what she could handle, what kind of life she lived. I took a breath. "I'm staying because I want to," I said. And for the first time that night I knew it was true. We talked for hours. About the accident, yes, but also about the months after. About learning patience the hard way. About friends who disappeared and strangers who showed up. About how kindness sometimes came from the least expected places. She told me about a nurse who braided her hair every morning without being asked. About a neighbor who built a ramp and never mentioned it again. About the guy she dated once who made a big show of helping her and never once asked what she wanted. "I don't need saving," she said. "I need respect." That sentence stayed with me. Over the next weeks, we saw each other often, sometimes at her place, sometimes at mine. We learned each other's routines. She showed me how she cooked from her chair, how she transferred without help, how she laughed at herself when things went wrong. I learned to ask instead of assuming, to wait instead of rushing in, to offer help and accept no as a complete answer. It was humbling and it was freeing. One night we went to a small outdoor concert. The crowd was tight, the ground uneven. I hovered at first, tense, scanning for obstacles. She noticed and squeezed my hand. "Relax," she said. "I've been doing this longer than you've been worrying." We found a spot near the back. The music floated over us, warm and familiar. A stranger bumped into her chair and immediately apologized, eyes wide with guilt. Emily smiled and waved it off. Kindness doesn't have to be heavy, she whispered to me. It can be light. That was the night I understood something important. Kindness isn't about fixing or rescuing. It's about seeing someone fully and meeting them where they are. It's about dignity. It's about listening. A few months later, I had a rough day at work. Everything felt pointless. I snapped at her on the phone, short and unfair. There was a pause on the other end. "Do you want comfort or space?" she asked. No one had ever asked me that before. "Comfort," I said quietly. She showed up with takeout and that same smile. We sat on the couch and she leaned against me. No speeches, no solutions, just presence. That night, I realized kindness goes both ways. That needing help doesn't make you weak. That offering it doesn't make you strong. What matters is the honesty between the two. We're still together. Life isn't perfect. Some days are hard, some days are joyful. Most days are both. The wheelchair is part of our life, but it isn't the center of it. Emily is. When people see us, they sometimes look too long. Sometimes they talk to me instead of her. Sometimes they try to be kind and miss the mark. We navigate it together. And every now and then, I think back to that first night on the porch, to the moment she looked me in the eye and said, "Don't stay if you just feel sorry for me." She taught me that real kindness isn't rooted in pity. It's rooted in respect. It doesn't lower itself or look down. It stands level, open, willing to learn. If you take anything from this story, let it be this: kindness starts with listening. It grows when we let go of assumptions. It changes lives when we choose people not because we feel sorry for them, but because we see them. So today, slow down. Ask instead of assuming. Offer help, but honor the answer. See the person in front of you, not the story you've written about them in your head. Because the most powerful kindness isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet. It's human. And it just might change everything, for them and for you.